Good evening, this is News Mongolia. I'm Sultan Horst in the MNB World studio. For our top stories, government decides on new measures to curb the spread of infection. 2,153 new cases of COVID-19 recorded on Monday and 17 patients died of complications. The mayor of Ulaanbaatar met with a member of parliament of the Republic of Buryatia. For other news, stay tuned. The cabinet of Mongolia held a regular meeting and made several decisions regarding the rising number of COVID-19 infections. Currently, there are a total of 27,000 hospital beds nationwide, and about half of them have been allocated for treating COVID-19 patients.
During the cabinet meeting, it was mentioned that there is a lack of hospital beds and manpower in the healthcare system, and that without increasing capacity in those areas, it would be difficult for healthcare facilities to provide basic services. As of now, there are 200 patients suffering from other non-communicable diseases and complications who are waiting to be hospitalized. Therefore, it was decided that 684 more beds would be made available at hospitals in the capital and provinces. Taking into account the recommendations of the Ministry of Health, the National Center for Communicable Diseases, and the Council of Scientists, the operations of food service businesses with poor air circulation, which can increase the risk of disease transmission, will be allowed to operate only until 10 p.m. And the mayor of Ulaanbaatar was instructed to monitor the implementation of the restriction. Government agencies will not be allowed to hold any events that are attended by more than 20 people. In addition, the temporary procedures for regulating the isolation of foreigner arrivals and temporary procedures for organizing international traffic at the Ulaanbaatar border checkpoint that were approved by the chairman of the National Emergency Commission in 2021 have been cancelled. Starting on October 15th, foreign visitors arriving in Mongolia will not need to be isolated and will only be required to take PCR tests upon arrival at the airport.
On Tuesday, the Ministry of Health reports that 2,153 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed and 17 more people have died.
In the past 24 hours, 2,153 new cases were confirmed and 7,262 have recovered. Unfortunately, 17 patients, 10 women and 7 men died of COVID-19 complications. Out of the new cases, 1,204 were confirmed in Ulaanbaatar and 949 were confirmed in rural provinces. At hospitals nationwide, 20,789 COVID-19 patients are being treated. Out of them, 11,378 show mild symptoms of illness and 394 are in critical condition. Additionally, 62,415 patients are being treated at home under supervision from the first-level family hospitals. Health officials advise people not to invite people over their places nor participate in any kind of public events and keep taking precautionary measures.
Thank you for staying with us on MNB World. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs. Mayor of Ulaanbaatar and Governor of the capital city, Ulaanbaatar, met with Member of the People's Khorol of the Republic of Buryatia, Chiripov Daba Jalsung. At the beginning of the meeting, Mayor Ulaanbaatar congratulated Member of Parliament Chiripov on his appointment as the first minister for cooperation with Mongolia. He highlighted that this year marks the two countries' 100th anniversary of diplomatic relations. Member of Parliament Chiripov Daba Jalsung highlighted the historic ties between the people of Buryatia and Mongolia. The two sides agreed to bring mutual cooperation to a new level by extending the 2013 cooperation agreement on the economy, trade, information, technology, and culture. Ulaanbaatar has friendly relations with the capital of Buryatia, Ulaanbaatar, and actively cooperates in the economic and tourism sectors. During the meeting, the two sides agreed to explore opportunities for cooperation in education, culture, science, and sports in order to strengthen relations and cooperation between the cities of the two countries. On the occasion of the 100th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between Mongolia and Russia, Russian language and cultural events were organized at the initiative of Member of Parliament and Deputy Chairman of the Mongolian-Russian Parliamentary Group, in collaboration with the Mongolian-Russian Friendship Association. The Western Region Russian Language Olympiad was held on September 26th. It included a meeting of Russian language teachers to share their experiences, the Russian song and poetry recitation contest, Songs of a Far Beauty, and an art exhibition. In cooperation with the Russian Center for Culture and Science, the Russian Song and Poetry Recitation Contest was organized at the Gawalte Family, Child and Youth Development Agency's Mazalat Theater. 13 students competed in the singing category, and 8 students competed in the poem recitation category. The winners of the competition were announced on Tuesday. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. On Tuesday, World Bank office held a press conference ahead of the launch of the October 2021 East Asian Pacific Economic Update. The report provided an analysis of recent economic developments and the outlook for the region.
Economic activity began to slow down in the second quarter of 2021, and growth forecasts have been downgraded for most countries in the region, according to the World Bank's East Asia and Pacific Fall 2021 Economic Update. While China's economy is projected to expand by 8.5%, the rest of the region is forecast to grow at 2.5%, nearly 2 percentage points less than forecast in April 2021. Employment rates and labor force participation have dropped, and as many as 24 million people will not be able to escape poverty in 2021. The damage done by the resurgence and persistence of COVID-19 is likely to hurt growth and increase inequality over the longer term, the update finds. The failure of otherwise viable firms is leading to the loss of valuable intangible assets, while surviving companies are deferring productive investments. Smaller companies have been hit the hardest. While most firms have faced difficulty, larger firms are likely to see a smaller decline in sales and more likely to adopt sophisticated technologies and receive government support. The report estimates that most countries in the region can vaccinate more than 60% of their populations by the first half of 2022. While that would not eliminate infections, it would significantly reduce mortality, allowing a resumption of economic activity. Jean-Pascal Nganou, World Bank senior economist for Mongolia, noted that the increase in food and fuel prices over the last months on the local market were the key factors that significantly contributed to the rise of inflation in Mongolia.
Here comes the weather forecast for the world's major cities. This is it for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.